If you are searching for a way to play lead guitar and improvise, but you just don't have the time to learn theory or memorize a whole bunch of scales, today I'm going to show you one pattern that you can play in any key over any major or minor chord all up and down the fretboard. So grab your guitar and let's get into it. So the pattern I'm going to show you is one that you may be somewhat familiar with, but to get the most out of it, there's a few things you're going to want to know first. The first thing you want to do is you want to know how to find your notes on the bottom E string. Of course, that'd be the same as the top E string, but we're going to focus on this bottom E string and then the notes on this A string right here. The second thing, we want to make sure we know our bar chords in the A shape and the E shape. So you may already know all these chords, but it's really important that you know how to hear the chords as well. So hear that major sound, minor sound, F, major, minor, G, A, B, C, and so on. So we got our A major, got our A minor, we got our B major, B minor, C major, minor, D major, minor, and so forth, so on. So let's go ahead and get into this pattern. So what we're going to do, we're going to go from this F sharp note with our index finger. We're going to put our pinky on this A note right here. So the pattern is going to look like this. We went all the way from this F sharp to this A, but what we really want to focus on is if we're on this F sharp, we want to think of an F sharp minor chord. If we're on the A, we're going to think about an A major chord. And so that's really important because when we start playing this pattern, there's going to be a difference in the minor pattern versus the major pattern. So let's start with the minor pattern, which you're probably already familiar with. It's basically just a blues scale. And that's probably something you may already be familiar with. However, if you start on this note, this is a major pentatonic blues scale. We're going from A to A. Now remember, we can play this A or we can play this A. So you can start here or you can start with this open A. So now there is one more thing. It's really important to understand that when you start playing lead guitar, like phrases and licks and stuff like that, you always want to focus on the root note of the chord that you're playing over. So you may be playing in a certain key, but it's all about the chord that you're playing. You want to be able to find those root notes. So in this A right here, here's my open A. That's my A right there, and then I got an A right there. So if I was playing C, here's my C right there, there's my C, and there's my C. Let's take a look at these scales and notice in orange we've got the root notes. So right now this would be the A major pentatonic blues scale. If you start on the F sharp, then you've got the F sharp minor pentatonic blues scale. So you may be thinking, okay, Clay, I already know my blues scale, so really what's the big deal? And here it is. The big deal is that we're building a home base. We're building a foundation where you can play all over the fretboard in any key over any major or minor chord. And so it's like this F sharp minor chord right there. That's going to be that kind of a feel. To the A, to the F sharp minor. To the A. And so we can take that whole concept and we can move it all around. So let's say we had this F sharp minor and then we went to this B minor. Well, what are we going to do at the B minor? Well, we could come up here on our B note on our bottom E string and we've got the minor scale. So now we've got F sharp minor, B minor, A, and so all those chords would be in the key of A major. So you also may have a C sharp minor, which you could go to there, here. Of course, you have a D chord. And so how will we find our D chord? Well, we take our D right here, our bar chord, and all we got to do is go up 2 frets, and then we've got our 3 notes together right there. But this will work in any key over any chord, doesn't matter what it is. And that's why I'm saying this is just one pattern, but it depends on whether you're playing it from a minor or whether you're playing it from a major. Okay, so now the important thing is you're thinking, okay, well, you just got me kind of stuck in a box all the time. I'm either playing in a box here, or I'm sliding up to a box here. I'm always in a box. So we want to get out of that box. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some extension notes. Now we're going to look at the extended version of those scales. So let's start with the one that's the A major or the F sharp minor. So we're going to add a few notes. We're going to add this note. We already have this one and this one. And then we go up. Once we get here, we come up one more note. And then we're going to go to our B string, E string. Then we're going to go up 2 more notes here. And then we can do this. We're going to add this note here and there also. That would be going from A major. Or we could start from the F sharp minor, of course. We're still going to start on this note. So it is important to understand if you're in a key, say A major, that you walk down 3 frets and that's your relative minor chord, which is F sharp minor. If you were starting from, let's say, a C major or an A minor, same exact idea. We're adding this G note right here. So we got of course, if we go from the C, we still start with this note here. So it's the same concept. So now we've got this extended blues scale that we can use once again all over the fretboard. So any chord, C sharp minor, you can definitely bend notes. So once again, you've always got that home base. You've always got that foundation. That's what's really important. So no matter what chord it is, what chord is that? E flat, minor. So we've talked about playing in some different keys. The one thing I want to show you is there's a couple of ways to get to this pattern. Obviously from this, if you were in the A right there, let's just say you're in C. And we already talked about going from this C note up 2 frets. And now you're in your pattern. You're in your home base right there. But on a lot of rock songs especially, let's take the A for instance, you don't play that note. Instead, you play this note and that note, and that's kind of a riff. So something like this. C. D. The other thing you can do here, instead of doing this, you could actually slide up. It's that double stop thing you're looking for. You're in this key right here. So once again, this is just one pattern. We're just using it a whole lot of different ways. So the most important thing is just to use your ear and know the chords that you're playing over. Know the key that you're in, but know that you can always get back to that home base very quickly, that foundation of whatever key you're playing in or whatever chord that you're playing over. If you are interested in taking this to a higher level, I have a video that talks about a 23-page PDF document that I created that you can download for free. Just click the video on your screen or the one I'll link below. Keep rocking, and I'll see you in the next one.